I think the trend now for people seeking advice from companies and support is towards looking at self-help and looking at things the way they can email or to online message.
Well, it's an empowerment tool anyway, so it gives them the opportunity to have an equal footing to anybody else. There are so many brands that have been damaged by really, really negative stories, shameful pictures, shameful tales.
If somebody likes what they see, they'll tell one person. If they don't like what they see, they'll tell as many people as they can.
I think it's important that brands monitor social networks because your customers are out there talking to each other. It's in the public domain. And if you're not clear about what they're saying, then you can't do anything about it.
I think there's more conversation, there's more interaction between consumers about certain brands than there are between the brands themselves.
There are a number of organisations I've spoken to recently, and there's a real lack of knowledge about the services they're providing, the company they're working for. And I think people have missed that. They've kind of concentrated a little bit too much on the personal skills.
I think that companies contact people too much and say too little, and that there's an awful lot of noise in the relationship.
I think a lot of the organisations are targeting that younger market, so they're automatically keener to use the internet, social networking sites and so on as a method by which to communicate with others.
I think they're driven by the channel of choice that's most appropriate to them. So I think that if you're a 14 to 21-year-old, you'd be really happy if you could just text a company. I think if you're 65, you'd like to speak to someone nice on the telephone and not through an IVR. And I think that if you're middle-aged or mid-20s, probably you'd be happy to talk on the web.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting times in terms of the social media sites. We have a phrase where we talk about customer service is the new advertising. And I think the role of advertising is going to go down, and especially with things like personal video records and stuff. So you're going to be seeing fewer and fewer adverts. And where are you going to get your recommendations? You're going to go to recommendation engines, Facebook, all those other social media sites. So it's going to be absolutely imperative